Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, I'm going to walk you guys through another activity that you guys can do in the Quarantines activities. So, again, I started off in Teams. I clicked on this activities page. I personally like to just visit it on the site. And so, you can do that, I believe, by pushing this button, but I already have it open here. And so, I'm here. It says, Welcome to Mrs. Kano's Digital Learning Library. I know from the steps that I need to check in for the day, pick a learning mode, do whatever the learning mode is, and then check out for the day. And I am going to go to virtual field trips today. So I start with picking a place to visit and I go for at least 30, 40 minutes. Then I review the field trip reflection questions and answer three of them in the Google form at the bottom. And then finally, I go to the travel log Flipgrid. And after watching um, Mrs. Connell's response, I answer with my own. So I'm going to pretend that I've already checked in for the day and that I'm ready to go to the virtual field trips tab. So if you were here yesterday, this did not exist, but I was able to finish it this morning. And so, virtual field trips. Below, you'll find virtual interfaces that provide a field trip experience. Pick a place, visit for 30, 40 minutes, review the form, fill it out, and then answer on Flipgrid. And so, I am going to go to the Great Wall of China today. That sounds like a fantastic place to visit. And so, it automatically, if I click on that link, so it says where the place is, and almost all of these, actually almost all of them really, should have a direct link that it takes you to. And so I am here at the Great Wall of China, and what I would do for the next 30, 40 minutes, but I'm going to spare you that experience. I don't want to spoil anything. Is I would read the information. I noticed there are drop downs and sites, and maybe I'm planning my next vacation. And I would start using this interface here to explore in real time. Beautiful monument. It's very long. And so I can look at the map and visit the different parts. I can read about the different sections and the different um, information here. Like they have best time to visit. They have popular tours down here. And this interface up here. So a virtual field trip, of course, we don't get on the bus, we don't have permission slips, but we can still use a lot of what's available to us to explore. And so after I've done 30 to 40 minutes of exploring, I go back to this page, and now I'm ready to review the questions. So it says you just finished traveling, now it's time to reflect. Excuse me. And so I am going to officially pick three of these, but there are eight total. So I kind of mentally run through them. I go, okay, what was my overall impression? What is something that stood out to me in a good or surprising way? What is something that shocked me or I didn't end up liking? What is a connection I can make between this place and another class at school? Excuse me, I'm getting text messages from Mr. Kano. Um, and then I keep going. I go, okay, what are questions that I was asking myself? What is something that I learned as a result of this visit? And would I recommend visiting this place to a friend or not? And how could this field trip be used in our own class? So one of the questions said in a different class. So of course, Great Wall of China, I could definitely connect this to my history class. But this one is asking me, what about my class? What about English language arts specifically? So once I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what I would answer, I would go to this form. I would fill out my basic information. This is very similar to the other reflection forms if you haven't figured that out yet. And then on the next page, I would end up committing to three of these eight questions and submitting them officially. Okay, so consider this a three-part activity. Part one's exploring, part two is the Google form, part three is the Flipgrid. And this is where I will log in with my Microsoft account. I would log in with my school information. And what I would do is I would add a response. So no one has responded yet because I have personally not done a full length field trip myself. So I'm going to do that later this afternoon. But it says here watch Mrs. Kano or another student, introduce where you went, Because, if you answer the 3 of the analysis questions, but we don't know where you went, we don't know why you didn't like or did like a museum or the exploration that you did. So that part's very important. You got to tell us, where did you go? Because there's however many options here. It's very unlikely that everybody picked the first place, especially when you can go somewhere like Mars. It's crazy. All right. So after you've done the Flipgrid, you hit the record response, you do your response, and then you're good to go. That is technically your learning for the day. So of course you can go back here. If after this experience you're like, well, I want to keep learning, well, then you go back to this page and follow steps 2 and 3 again. Choose a learning mode and do whatever it says to do. Now, when you know you're done for the day, you're going to go down here, Mrs. Connell, I'm ready to check out. You click on that form, you check out, and then you are good for the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is again a review of virtual field trips. What I do is I pick a place over here, I visit for 30-40 minutes, I fill out a reflection form, and then I add to our travel log on Flipgrid. After I'm done learning for the day, I completely check out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I will be building more content in the independent study and tangerine novel study area, so be looking out for that information. I'll see you and hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.